Hello everyone, I'm Rakshit Subramaniam from Arizona State University. I will be presenting our work Single Shot Domain Adaptation via Target Aware Generative Augmentation. This work was jointly done with Kaushik Topalli in collaboration with Spring Berman, Pavanturaga and J. Tyagarajan from Lawrence Livermore National Labs. The latest breakthroughs in foundation models like ChatGPT, StyleGAN, and Stable Diffusion have given us powerful priors which are now being harnessed to improve the state of the art for a wide variety of applications. For example, state of the art generative models can generate hyper-realistic images and further provide us with the ability to edit these images. Generative models, in the process of learning the underlying data distribution, are known to identify variances across the distribution and can model these variances as attributes. Recent studies have shown that style variations can also be modeled as attributes in such generative models. On the other hand, in many real-world prediction tasks, deep learning models tend to break unexpectedly. This is often due to the shift between training and testing distributions. This shift poses a significant challenge for models to adapt and generalize effectively. Handling such shifts become even more challenging when there is limited target data. In this work, we leverage powerful generative models as knowledge priors to achieve invariance between source and target distributions with just one target example. Various approaches like MuNet, encoding and style, neural style transfer have demonstrated the ability of generative models to adapt to target distribution successfully. However, a significant drawback of these methods is their dependence on large amounts of target data, which can be a major limiting factor in real-world scenarios where target data is either scarce or expensive to collect. On contrast, traditional toolbox augmentations like RANCON augmix have the ability to operate on sparse target data. Although they tend to have some positive impact in the generalization and robustness, they are unable to handle in the wild shift. Memo is one such state-of-the-art approach which uses toolbox augmentations. So towards leveraging generative models for adaptation when target data is sparse, we introduce SiSTA, Single Shot Target Aware Generative Augmentation for adapting source classifiers. Our approach consists of four main steps. First, we start by training a generative model and the source classifier on the source data. Next, we adapt the source generator to the target distribution using a single target example. To do this, first we project the target image onto the source GAN's latent manifold using off-the-shelf GAN inversion techniques. With an inverted latent code, we sample multiple style variations of the image by replacing the style latent vector with random style vectors. Then, we update the source GAN to minimize the difference between the target image and its style variations. This process ensures that the content priors from the source GAN are transferred to the target GAN while adapting to the target style. Using this target adapted GAN, we generate synthetic target examples. We then adapt the source classifier to the target domain using conventional SFDA techniques and the synthetic target examples from previous step. Although we can create a large synthetic target distribution by sampling the adapted GAN's latent space, the inherent discrepancy between the true target distribution and the synthetic target distribution can limit the generalization performance. Recent works have found that constructing generic representations is useful for adaptation, but these methods use standard augmentations. So on the goal of producing generic representations that improve the performance on target data, we introduce two new sampling strategies based on activation pruning. The first strategy is prune zero. This strategy zeroes out activations below a certain percentile in the GAN's latent layers that are responsible for the style information. This creates a generic representation by systematically eliminating style information from the image, leading to a domain invariant representation. We find that using larger prune ratios for prune zero improves the performance. The next is prune rewind, where we replace the style layers activation with the activations from the source GAN below a certain percentile. This attempts to create a smooth interpolation between the source and the target domain. We make this interesting observation that lower prune ratio helps. This is because larger prune ratio implies that most of the source style is retained, which could hinder in classifier's adaptation. To evaluate our proposed approach SiSTA, we use the Celebi HQ dataset for the task of binary classification of fine-grained attributes. For adapting the source train classifier to the target domain, we employ NRC, Neighborhood Reciprocity Clustering, a commonly used source-free adaptation technique. We compare three variants of SiSTA: SiSTA base, SiSTA prune 0, and SiSTA prune rewind, with source only, which is a no adaptation baseline, and memo, the previously discussed toolbox based augmentation technique. We see the superior performance of SiSTA when the complexity of distribution shift increases. For instance, in the challenging shift like domain C, SiSTA has a performance boost of 17% over baselines averaged across all the chosen attributes. We investigate the benefits of using toolbox augmentations such as augmix along with SiSTA. We find that the toolbox augmentations behave complementary to SiSTA, giving a significant boost. We also make an interesting observation that SiSTA performs competitive to full target adaptation, where we assume access to a large target dataset. To further expand our study, we evaluated SiSTA on a variety of ImageNet C corruptions which emulate real-world shifts. The results show that SiSTA consistently outperforms both source-only and memo across all the corruptions, highlighting its ability to effectively handle the challenges posed by these variations. On an average, across all the chosen corruptions, SiSTA has a performance improvement of 10%. Moving on, we extend our study to include multi-class classification problem utilizing the CIFAR 10 dataset. In this scenario, we adapt a class conditional style GAN to the target distribution using a single target example. We see that even with a single class example from the target domain, SiSTA provides a large gain over the source-only baselines. Interestingly, when we expose the generator to a single sample from each of the classes, SiSTA achieves a performance similar to adapting the classifier with large target distribution, further demonstrating its effectiveness and versatility. Thank you for your attention. I encourage you to check out our paper and code for more detailed information on our work.